They're in no particular order. We will start with Justin Humphrey. So how big is your weenus? I think you said your wife said you had a small one. Let's see, how did you come up with that topic? Seriously, I mean, that was a very entertaining speech. Everybody here has had a lot of fun with it. Tell us a little bit of how you came up with your...
Well, that was actually a real story that happened. Actually walked into the bar and I sat down, I was watching television and there's this guy, Mom! And it really happened to me. And I'm reliving exactly what I went through on stage. Exactly the same thing. I didn't make any of that up. It was so crazy, I'm like, maybe I can write a speech with this. You know?
What kind of bars do you go to? How long have you been a Toastmaster, really?
3 years.
3 years? Yes. You really do a great job speaking. You had a very humorous speech. Anything you've taught someone else to do? Brigitte. It says here that you do a little bit of acting. Tell us a little bit about what type of acting you do, or if you're...
Right now, it's we have a Bengali community theater. I am Bengali, Bengal province in India. That's where I grew up. And so we have a Bengali community theater where we put up one play a year during the main festival, which actually is today.
And you come to this contest?
In the evening. So the play will be in the evening. I'm not there this year, but I have been involved with its production and helped people out and so on. I have acted in the last 1 or 2 years. So it's a standard play in our usually comedy sets. So usually it's a comedy.
So tell us a little bit about your arrest record with all this bustiness that you...
Oh yeah.
You've been convicted. Yeah. Yes. More
Yeah.
by the mom or the wife?
Well, more times by the wife. It would be really embarrassing if I was getting convicted. More times by the wife, and I had to make adjustments of, okay, now I don't work beyond 10 o'clock at night, things like that, and things are happening.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck with tonight's project. George Hayward. Let's see, it says here that you like to do writing. What do you like to write?
I started a blog a couple of years ago, actually, because I went to a conference for the National Speakers Association. Some of you may be members in that. And Jeffrey Gitomer, who's a speaker, he really impressed upon me the importance of writing when he said that his speech, because if he said that if he dies, he's given all these speeches, but what he's written in books, that's his legacy, because even after he passes away, people can look back at the things he's done. So that was when I started the blog. And I guess the title of the blog is Personal Growth. So I've just, anything I've learned along the way, from sociological things to just cultural issues to how I felt about something to positive thinking, it's really just a mixture of all the different things that I've learned over the past 2 years that I've been writing about.
So, since you don't have a basement, what do you write?
Oh, where do I write? But I'm kind of out of the basement, you know, it's just if we want to move, just pick up the house and go. One day I'm aspiring to have a basement though, for the record. Still want a cozy place, but
says here that you like to travel. What are some of the most interesting places that you travel to?
I have been fortunate enough to travel to Rome, Italy, and during a time before Pope John Paul II passed away, and that's probably the most heartwarming. However, I have also traveled to Jamaica on a mission trip 2 years ago, and that was definitely the one that warmed my heart, being able to see and help people, and that were definitely less fortunate than we are, and embrace their love of life. It's a real learning experience.
Sounds like it would be really eye-opening.
It was.
Do they have a little Caesar's pizza in Rome?
No, but they do sell calamari in McDonald's. So if you're a calamari fan, yes, go to Rome because it's right there in McDonald's.
Did you get a person from Rome?
For me.
Any of your persons from Rome?
Oh, you know what? I have one that says Italy on it that we bought, but it didn't match with anything else I had. So it might have sold 2 days. So.
Thank you very much. Nate Dunlap. So, exactly how much did it cost for all those numbers to be the Toastmaster on the back of your jersey? And did you have to get a bigger size to put them all on?
No, it was free.
It was free.
Yeah, I put together all my props very cheaply.
I love you have a quote here. It says, "It's better to die in battle than live in the shackles of shame." Where did you get that from?
I would like to answer that, but for those of you who are already at the area contest, I gave that answer. So perhaps I could give another quote and answer that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I forgot I was at your area contest.
I know. Something popped in my mind that the former Emperor of France, Napoleon, said. This will be an abbreviated version for time, but I have obtained thy success because I willed it. And that is a strong testament to an individual's persistency, dedication, and the very power of the human will. Even looking at, say, the Emperor Napoleon, who battled 7 coalitions from Europe and Russia, and still persevered till the very end, who went to exile, came back alone, redeclared himself the Emperor of France. But we're not talking about Napoleon here. We're talking about you and the power of your will and what you can accomplish. He said, I have obtained my success because I have willed it. And with that will, you will move through obstacles. You will have the persistency to move up the mountain. You're not going to allow something like a defeatist mentality, an obstacle, something to toss you aside. You're going to keep going through to do whatever it takes. Once you've set your mind upon it, you will claim it. Sure, it's a long and laborious, sometimes dangerous and treacherous road, but you're out there, fighting the good fight. This is starting to get too poetic, so I'm going to have to cut myself short and say, oh, I guess they really wouldn't.
Brundage. Now there was a reason why I didn't use your title of doctor when I called you up here. It's because under the notable accomplishments and awards, you put down finished CC. And so I was curious, what do you have your doctorate in?
Sure. Well, I did my undergrad at University of Michigan, majored in material science and engineering, and I loved Michigan so much that I stayed and got a doctorate in material science and engineering as well at the University of Michigan. I'm a full-blood Wolverine, You obviously heard that in my speech that I love football. I mean, it kept me going as I matriculated through the university trying to get my PhD. And those of you that don't know, material science is a mixture of chemical engineering and mechanical engineering. And now that I work at Bettis Laboratory, which is over on the western side of Pennsylvania, I do a lot of mechanical testing. And in my group, we're pretty much all doctors, so nobody uses the title. So when I actually go out and give a speech or go somewhere or give a talk to kids, I love it when people actually acknowledge. I spent my, 8 years in undergrad and grad school trying to become a PhD. So that's exactly what I majored in.
So you said that you're full-blooded Wolverine. You missed Michigan?
Yes, I actually grew up in a suburb of Detroit called Southfield, Michigan. And of course, like I said, I spent about 8.5 years in Ann Arbor, which is where the big house is located. And for those of you that don't know about the big house, it can fit 115,000 fans in the stands, and which I'd love to go back and tailgate for and actually stay outside the stadium because I don't want to be crushed up like a sardine for 3 hours with the rest of the people. When I first got there, I think we could only fit 108,000 fans, so now they've pretty much, shortened the seats a little bit to fit everybody in. So pretty much, I only go if I can sit in the luxury box, which never happens. So that's why I kind of stay on the outside of the stadium. But yes, I love going back. I love going back to see my family. But I am originally from the South, from Florida. That's where my family's from. So I hope I didn't offend anybody with my accent. I did used to have a little accent myself.
Thank you very much. Now, I gotta tell you a little story about Doug here, because I actually had the privilege of picking him up to bring him here, because Indiana was sort of on my way up, and he didn't have transportation here. And so we arrive at his door, and he opens the door with his shorts. He was totally undressed, and he was able to actually get ready in about 5 minutes. It was pretty amazing. But aside from being a speed dresser, tell us some of the things that you like to do in your spare time.
I like journaling every night before I go to bed. Firstly, pass me that journal. Yeah, I keep a journal every night, write what happened that day. I got my goals, my values. I just want to make sure after every day I'm doing everything I can. So this is one way to help me. And I have a quote here, I write quotes in here, the books I've read, just to make sure I do all I can, but still keep it relaxed and enjoy myself at the same time, because I feel success is a journey. But I like exercise and exercise science club. Exercise science is my major. President of my club, and I love my major. Napoleon Bonaparte, he also said, the world suffers not because of the bad people, but because of the silence of good people. So the silence of good people, we're all good people, and I want to get better Toastmasters, so I got to learn how to get better speaking. So I got to speak up and not be silent.
And one last question for you before we let you go. How long have you been involved with Toastmasters?
Toastmasters just 4 months.
And this is your first,
This is my first competition.
and is it everything you expected it to be?
More than I expected.
Okay.
Other than happy, it would be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Gloria. Gloria, I had the pleasure of watching you compete in the Area 12 as well, and I always find it interesting that somehow cooking ends up into your speeches. How did you develop cooking as a hobby? When did it start, or how did you really get interested in it?
It's not really a hobby because you didn't know my mother, Pearl Maxwell. My mother was in the kitchen morning, noon, and night. My mother, when you got up in the morning, it was breakfast. When you came, well, at that time we came home for lunch for school. She was in the kitchen. When we got home for dinner, she was in the kitchen. At night, she was preparing for the next day. So even though she didn't teach us girls how to cook in her kitchen, because her kitchen was her kitchen, but I think I always wanted to know how to do things in the kitchen, And after I got married, and I practiced on my husband, and called my mom for different recipes, it just kind of built up in me.
So what do you think the Senator's favorite food that she cook would be? If they were gonna ask you what would they want from you?
Well, I know in the area contest, I talked about the pudding tortilla. I think the boys would probably really like my sweet potato souffle. It's excellent. There's always butter and sugar and eggs, and you bake it up and put marshmallows on top.
Recipes will be available after.
I think the boys would like that.
And just one last thing, it says modeling, what kind of modeling do you do?
Actually, my friend has a boutique and she does a few fashion shows where she lends her clothes out. But when she lends her clothes out, she sends the models with them. So I'm one of her models that do that. In fact, I have one coming up tomorrow.
Oh, good thing it wasn't today.
I'm sure.
I think I gotta look at you. We already talked to George. We haven't talked to Dana yet. Dana Midnight. Dana, it says here that you like antiques.
Yes.
What is your favorite type of antiques? Where do you go antiquing?
Generally, it's one of my broader-based hobbies. I don't have a favorite area of antiques. I happen to embrace all forms of nostalgia. I do have an antique dining room suit from 1950 that looks like something that you would find today at IKEA. It's blonde oak, and I swear, it looks like I just pulled it out of IKEA. That's one great example. I also have a hi-fi system from Germany. It's a Telefunken, and it's very rare. Today, that company makes microphones for news outlets, radio stations, etc. My goal is to get that thing restored to full mechanical functionality. It's a great conversation piece. I also have antique toys, antique baseball cards. I also have a 1969 Chevrolet Corvair that I have on the market right now. So it covers the gamut in terms of antiques.
Thank you very much. You did great. Amy Knoll. So hard to clap and hold things. It says you collect ET memorabilia.
Yes.
Do you actually know who ET is?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's looking out in the crowd, there's probably some out there who've never heard of ET.
Everybody had heard of E.T. Let me tell you about E.T. So in 1982, my brother was going off to college, and this movie came out. So I went to a movie with him, and after the movie, I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I fell in love with E.T. It was just so memorizing to me. And shortly after that was Christmas. So for on my Santa list, I looked in the pages and I wrote down every single ET thing I wanted. I was pretty smart. I asked for 2 of them each. One I opened and one I kept. And to this day, I still have duplicates of everything, the one I opened and the one I kept. But a real quick story, remember the stuffed animal that they had out? I got that on Christmas. And after his 20th reunion, I went to see it at the movie theater, got luxury seats, and as I was leaving, there was a little girl crying and crying just like me. I took my little ET, and I asked her, I said, "Do you promise me you'll keep this for the next 20 years?" And I gave her my original. I have everything, ET. I have the lamp, wrapping paper, curtains, you name it, I have it, believe me. Thank you very much.
this time, I'm going to bring up our district governor, Steve Templeton. Yeah.
Okay, just a couple of announcements. I don't know if you've heard, but the fall conference is coming up and it's at Nemacolin this year. If you haven't had a chance, I was fortunate enough to tour the property this week, and it is a fabulous, fabulous resort. And the cost of the hotel, we've got a great discount, $100 a night for some rooms. There may be a couple of rooms that are $200 left, but I really encourage you to plan on attending. And rooms are normally $400, $800 a night. It is an incredible resort. There's an airstrip, a casino, a golf course. I mean, just $43 million worth of art in the lobby. It is a fantastic opportunity to come to an amazing place. So whether you're competing, not competing, I'd encourage you to come check it out. The CEO of Toastmasters is going to be there. So he is a phenomenal leader, and he'll be doing a couple of speeches and keynote addresses. So I'd encourage you to come check him out, along with 8 fantastic humorous speeches, 8 table topics contests. It's going to be fantastic. It's November 22nd and 23rd. So mark your calendar. Come for the day, come for both days. You can get that rate actually the day before and the day after. So come, stay later. There's an incredible spa. So if you're into that, and there's kids activities as well. I mean, there's so much to offer. So please come check it out. Let's see. Melissa, do you have anything to add or any announcements?
Just that conference is going to be a fabulous opportunity for you to learn a lot of different things. We have multiple presentations from our district members that are really working hard on their presentations, and also Dan Rex. This doesn't happen. Him coming here is a very special event for our district that you will not want to miss.
Host Wade, do you have anything to add for membership or club building?
Yes, always. Please encourage your clubs. If you haven't seen any of your fellow members in a while, reach out. We have all circumstances. Sometimes we have rough patches, and getting a call or getting in contact from one of your fellow Toastmasters is sometimes the best antidote for the day-to-day grind of life. So please reach out. We want the clubs to be strong. If you need any assistance in terms of marketing ideas, promotion, starting a new club, please reach out. I'll be sending a general email to all of you, so please join me on my open line these coming weeks at noontime or the evening time. There is an opportunity for all of you to provide ideas and ask questions about membership and retention. Thank you.
I just want to congratulate our contestants for stretching themselves today. I think it's a fabulous thing that you do to get outside your comfort zone and to compete and to stretch yourself, to learn and to grow. So why don't we give all our contestants a round. Now David has some the results, and together
Together we're going to do it. Since somebody took too much time interviewing, because there was no timer, kind of running a little long, so all of the certificates for participation will be given at the end of it, and we'll just award the top 3 right now. And we'll do the humorous speech contest first. In 3rd place, we have Justin Hampton. place, George Hayward. Humor Speech Division C champion is Nate Dunlap.
We'll have to get our wine helmets on and train with them.
Yeah.
And can we get all three together, please? With.
Oh, sure,
And they both sweat.
Yeah, we go behind.
Scoot in. Get closer, get closer.
Closer, closer.
Love each other.
Who has the cameras? Paula's has them.
Got the 7 dwarves up there?
Camera's over. No.
It is lunchtime.
Good chickens.
Chickens.
Say optometrist, I'm going blind up here.
For our table topics, the third place is Gloria Grisman.
You never know when you're taking it.
We have Dana Mitnick. And our Division C Table Topics champ is George Hayward. George.
My congrats, by the way, good work.
That the first and second place winners move on to the district competition to compete. And I would like to thank everybody who acted as judges, counters, photographers. You've all made it a very successful, I think a very successful contest. And I appreciate all the hard work that went into making this day possible, from the printing of the certificates to the food. The food was picked up by Maureen, and it just countless people have done countless things to make this happen. And I thank you all for coming. There's a lot of other things you could be doing on a Saturday, but you came here and showed your dedication, and I hope that you stretched and you've grown by being here, and looking forward to seeing you at the conference.